I'm David Trungale from TraderTours.com/golf, and this is the swing of Steph Curry, who most people will tell you that he is indeed the greatest three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, but he's also a very gifted golfer. So let's take a look at his swing. There's a lot of good items, and then I'll make some comments. Right off the bat, fairly conventional takeaway. He's tracing that yellow line, which is the plane that I drew. Right here we can see that his club is parallel to that plane. And if we stop the backswing right about here, you look at this and you think, wow, this looks pretty similar to a lot of the positions out on tour, what you see on TV. Check out how he's building coils. So as he's going back, he's keeping both legs flexed, which is a benefit of being an athlete like this. Most golfers really wind back and lock that right leg, but Steph is not going to waste any unnecessary movement like that. Now here is where I think the swing gets a little bit off track. This is what I would call an across the line position, so it's pointing into right field. So when you get across like that, again, as you can see on the way down, the club is a bit vertical here relative to the plane. Of course, he is athletic enough to make a compensation and continue shallowing, where he's still going to obviously put the club on the ball nicely. However, it still is making the swing more complex. So what's causing this? Well, what's interesting is the majority of golf lessons that I give, when I see people getting across the line, it's usually a result of them wrapping that club around to the inside, underneath the plane. But as I've already alluded, he does not really do that. So that would lead me to my next point. It's a result of the shoulder joint and the arm rotation. So that is what is causing that. And another contributing factor, if we look at the axis as to which he is turning on, it's a little bit flat. And golf is counterintuitive. When one thing is flat, something else tends to get steep. So what's getting steep here is the club early in the transition. So again, ideally when the left arm is parallel to the ground on the way down, we would like to see that shaft parallel to that yellow line. But again, he'll continue shallowing, clear the hips nicely, and still hit some great golf shots. So let's take a look at his swing from the other angle, which is the face-on view. Alright, so here we have Steph from the face-on angle. It's not perfect and the camera does move, which will skew the image a bit, but the sign in the background here, web.com, he was playing in this tour event. He was that good where I know he missed the cut, but not by much. I think he shot a pair of 74s. This is from a few years ago. And these days it's called the Korn Ferry Tour, but I can imagine the course rating was probably higher than 74. These tournaments are no joke, so I'm sure his handicap was well into the plus index range. So he's within the 1% of 1% of golfers. Now, this grip here is very strong. Normally you would not teach this. His left hand is really turned over, and we can see his right arm where the bicep and the forearm meet. It's really facing the camera, so it's ultra supinated. Again, most people you would not want to teach that. But as he goes back, again, some nice conventional stuff. For one, if I stop him at left arm parallel, this is a checkpoint that a lot of golf instructors will talk about, creating the L shape where he has roughly 90 degrees of wrist hinge, which is nice. We can see that he's created a gap here with the hips, which indicates that he is athletically loading weight into the right foot, which is always better than the alternative, which is making a reverse pivot. I will tell you though, because of the camera movement, it's going to appear that his lower body is swaying more than it is. At the top, again, nice turn. And here's that arm separation, which I've already addressed from the down the line view. So again, that right elbow is getting yanked too far behind him, in my opinion. You can see the separation in the arms. As he moves down, a couple things. Once again, his weight will shift this way. It's going to look as if he is not shifting it as far in this direction as he actually is because of the camera, but it's something that all good players do. They make that weight transfer. You can start to see it right here, and there will be more of it coming, but this is another item to look for that you'll see with anyone who's scratcher better. They increase the hinge, or what I would call lag, on the way down. So here he is at impact. Very nice overall. So there's Steph Curry. I hope you found this video helpful or at least enjoyable. And of course, send in your own swing anytime to tradertours.com/golf, and I would be happy to take a look at it for you. Thank you and have a great day.